So let's continue with our surfaces here, and from this point on until we create the entire surface of the vehicle, it's going to be a lot of curvatures and adjusting our curvatures, and to get the shape that we are looking for. So let's not leave any curvature rogue or any surface mess about, because in the end is really going to come back and mess up the entire design. So let's hide this small curve here. Okay, and let's add our second surface here. So what we're going to do, come in here to 3D sketch and add a second spline from this edge, this line to this edge, and let's pull this line all the way to the end of that curve. I'm just gonna pull this up until it's straight, about that much. Okay, and then let's add a few more. Let's add a second curve about here, and let's actually, we're going to delete this curve, and then we're going to add our second curve. So let's try something else instead. Okay, instead of doing a full surface, so let's add another curve here, another curve here, and let's add another curve somewhere here. Okay, and let's make this curve tangent to this face. So hold Control and select this face and make that tangent, and then select this curve, that face, make that tangent, and then this curve, that face, tangent, and then this curve, that face, tangent. Okay, and then let's add another curve from this point. Let's try to snap on those points. Actually, let's delete this curve here. Let's add another one from this point. So we're gonna be more closer to that edge. Actually, let's delete that. Okay, so let's add a surface, a boundary surface from however, it's maybe better if we add another curve, 3D curve to from this edge. Okay, and then we go over to surface, boundary surface, and let's choose this curve with this edge, and let's flip these connectors, and let's just pull this back to that point, to this point here. Okay, and then let's add our guide curves. Let's create a tangent. We already have a tangent relationship because of the curves, but just add the tangent relationship there. And then if you go to our guide curves, let's select this edge. Okay, and then this line. and then this line, and then this line here, and then this line. Okay, and press OK and see how is that surface. Alright, so that surface looks pretty good. However, we have something here, and what we could do is we can pull this line a little bit further up, so that we can lose that little bit of edge there. But that looks very good to me. So let's go back to here and delete this surface. Okay, and let's pull this line up to about here. Okay, so now if you go back to boundary surface and then select our curve, select this curve here. Let's pull this back to that point. Okay, and then let's select our edges for guide curve. So let's select this edge here, and then this curve. Okay, and let's have a look at now. And of course we can add the extra tangent relationship as well to that edge. Don't need it. And for a second, let's see how we're looking. Yeah, so that looks a lot better. Let's have a look at our sketch picture. Okay, that's good. So basically it falls just after the edge or end of the door, so that's good. Let's go back to our second display state, and let's knit these together, these surfaces. Let's edit this sketch and see if we can add a relationship to this edge here, curvature to face. Okay, and then press OK on that. Yes, exactly. So now we get rid of that little bit of edge, and we have a very nice straight surface. Okay, so I'm happy with that. And then now let's add our knit. That's good. Let's hide this 3D curve. Okay, so that looks very good to me. Okay, so we're going to leave this tutorial at this point, and then see you back at the next tutorial.